Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more news from the Golden State Warriors, but before that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your. Moses Moody has yet to become a great player for the Warriors. He has had some great games and some bad ones, but we know that Moody has a lot of potential, but he needs more minutes. Trade rumors: the Warriors are expected to trade Moses Moody, and one of the favorites to have the player on the roster is the Dallas Mavericks. The Golden State Warriors are entering an uncertain offseason, as trade rumors have continued to swirl regarding the franchise's young prospects Jonathan Kuminga, Brandon Podziemski, and Moses Moody. With the franchise's four-time NBA champion and 2022 NBA Finals MVP Stephen Curry aiming for his team to remain competitive prior to the beginning of his 17th campaign in 2025-26, it's very possible that the trio of promising young talents could be involved in negotiations throughout the summer. As Golden State's general manager Mike Dunleavy prepares for a massively important next few months, finding a more experienced wing, preferably with playoff experience, to replace either Kuminga or Moody may arguably be the team's main priority. If the Warriors plan on targeting a reliable forward at a discounted price, recent reports have indicated that the Dallas Mavericks could emerge as a suitable trade partner, as they may gauge the trade value of their multifaceted two-way talent PJ Washington in the coming months. With the incoming arrival of Cooper Flagg, teams are expecting the Mavericks to make PJ Washington available on the trade market for a rotational upgrade this summer, Forbes' Evan Sidery shared via Twitter/X on Tuesday morning. Washington becomes extension eligible in August, which should bring a potentially strong market from contenders. After making his first NBA Finals appearance with Dallas in 2024 and authoring a productive 2024-25 regular season campaign, the 26-year-old wing has proven to be one of the team's most reliable players. Since Washington is set to become an unrestricted free agent in the summer of 2026, Golden State could swoop in and offer Dallas a package of Moses Moody and second-round draft capital to make a simple upgrade to their rotation through a one-year rental. In 57 contests with the Mavericks this past season, the 6'7" forward contributed 14.7 points, 7.8 rebounds, and 2.8 assists while knocking down a respectable 38.1% of his looks from three-point range. Due to his underrated athleticism and wonderful catch-and-shoot ability, it would not be hard to imagine a player of Washington's archetype fitting in seamlessly as a member of the Warriors under head coach Steve Kerr. Though losing out on a developing talent like Moody with two-way upside of his own would be a tough pill for the Warriors to swallow as an organization, Washington could be viewed as a clear improvement and a necessary offseason trade target, especially as Curry enters the twilight years of his illustrious career. Jonathan Kuminga's true feelings on a Warriors return revealed. The Golden State Warriors and Jonathan Kuminga are at a crossroads. Kuminga, at times, is a 22-year-old with all the talent in the world and a future to dream on. But at other times this season, Warriors coach Steve Kerr couldn't justify putting Kuminga on the floor with Golden State stars. What happens now? Kuminga is a restricted free agent, which essentially keeps the Warriors in control. They can match offer sheets from other teams. But even with that said, Kuminga hasn't ruled out a return to the Bay Area, according to. The vibes around Kuminga changed multiple times at the tail end of the season. He got multiple DNP coaches' decision outings at the end of the season. But when Jimmy Butler was hurt in the playoffs, and then when Steph Curry was hurt later in the playoffs, Kuminga got lots of playing time and scored lots of points. He's a high-flying athlete with natural scoring ability, and he flashes his immense talent multiple times every game. But Kerr doesn't feel like Kuminga's perimeter shot is good enough to put onto the floor with Butler and Draymond Green, neither of whom is a great shooting weapon. Curry lineups, for as long as they exist, require some spacing just to keep defenses honest as the all-time great flies around the court to get open. All that being said, Kuminga's status is still in flux. A different team could view him as a future star, which is how Kuminga views himself, according to Slater's reporting. The reality is that the Warriors could probably still use him, and it's positive for Golden State that he isn't opposed to coming back. Warriors linked to Timberwolves guard after disappointing end to season. Just a few days removed from a Western Conference Finals exit in Oklahoma City, the Minnesota Timberwolves are bracing for an offseason of tough decisions. None bigger than deciding whether to re-sign unrestricted free agent Nickeil Alexander-Walker, cousin of NBA MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. While the Wolves would ideally like to keep their core intact, including Anthony Edwards, Rudy Gobert, and Julius Randle, it appears that Alexander-Walker's next destination could be San Francisco, especially given Minnesota's tight salary cap situation. With the Warriors suffering a gentleman's sweep at the hands of the Timberwolves in the second round of the NBA playoffs, a series in which Stephen Curry played just 13 minutes, adding a player like Alexander Walker could be a savvy move to keep them in contention. A 2019 first-round pick, 17th overall, out of Virginia Tech, Alexander Walker began his NBA career with the New Orleans Pelicans before stops with Utah and finally Minnesota, where he emerged as a key two-way reserve. He has appeared in all 82 games each of the past 2 seasons in Minneapolis, averaging 9.4 points, 3.2 rebounds, and 2.7 assists in 25.3 minutes per game in 2024-25, shooting 43.8% from the field and 38.1% from deep. In the recent playoffs, Alexander Walker flashed his potential, most notably with a 23-point, 6-assist outing in Game 4 of the Western Conference Finals against the Thunder. Securing Alexander Walker would not only bolster wing depth for the Warriors but also bring a proven scorer off the bench, echoing the role he excelled in for Minnesota. Yet, salary cap constraints complicate matters. Alexander Walker is expected to command a near-full mid-level exception, approximately $14.2 million per season, but the Warriors lack open mid-level funds, meaning they'll likely have to clear significant salary to sign him. Warriors could trade for two-way guard with championship experience this offseason. As the NBA offseason heats up following the 2024-25 season, trade rumors are intensifying, with Boston Celtics guard Derek White emerging as a prime target for the Golden State Warriors. Reports from various sources, including The Ringer, NBC Sports, and Yahoo Sports, have linked White to the Warriors, emphasizing his fit as a high IQ, two-way guard who could complement Stephen Curry and Jimmy Butler. With Boston facing financial constraints and the Warriors aiming to maximize Curry's championship window, this potential blockbuster trade has generated significant discussion. Derek White could be the perfect addition for Golden State. White, who will turn 31 soon, has established himself as one of the NBA's premier two-way players. Known for his elite perimeter defense, unselfish playmaking, and reliable three-point shooting, White just completed a career-best 2024-25 season. He averaged 16.4 points, 4.5 rebounds, 4.8 assists, 1.1 blocks, and 1.0 steals per game while shooting 44.2% from the field and 38.4% from three-point range. White set the Celtics' single-season three-point record with 246 made threes in the 2024-25 season, showcasing his versatility, basketball IQ, and ability to excel under pressure, all of which make him an attractive target for the Warriors. The Celtics are reluctant, but changes are due. The Celtics, however, find themselves in a precarious financial situation. As a second-apron luxury tax team, they face restrictions under the NBA's new collective bargaining agreement, limiting their ability to aggregate salaries and trades and pressuring them to reduce expenses. The loss of Jason Tatum to a season-ending Achilles injury, coupled with a disappointing second-round playoff exit to the New York Knicks in 2025, has fueled speculation of a potential roster overhaul or fire sale. While Boston reportedly prefers to keep White over other veterans like Drew Holiday, his 4-year, $118 million contract, including a player option in the final year, makes him a valuable trade asset. The Warriors are preparing for one final championship push. The Warriors are coming off a second-round playoff loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves in 2025, despite acquiring Jimmy Butler mid-season. With Curry still performing at an elite level and the team's core aging, Golden State is eager to enhance its roster for one final championship push. White's defensive capabilities and ability to play alongside Curry make him a dream target. His elite perimeter defense would complement Draymond Green and Butler, potentially forming one of the league's top defensive units. Furthermore, his ability to guard multiple positions would allow Curry to conserve energy on the offensive end. At 31, White also brings veteran poise and championship experience from Boston's 2024 title run. Analysts like Kevin O'Connor have praised his shooting, IQ, and defense as a perfect fit for Coach Kerr's system. Boston roster overhaul soon. White's potential move to the Golden State Warriors is one of the most intriguing storylines of the 2025 NBA offseason. His elite two-way play, championship pedigree, and compatibility with Curry make him a compelling target for a Warriors team desperate to reclaim its contender status. However, Boston's financial pressures and Tatum's injury create uncertainty, and the Warriors' trade package may fall short of the Celtics' expectations. While the rumors are credible, the likelihood of the deal happening remains low unless Boston fully embraces a roster overhaul. As the offseason unfolds, fans will be closely watching to see if White dons the Warriors' blue and gold or remains a key figure in Boston. Warriors to host rising 24-year-old Australian free agent. The Golden State Warriors are not shy about beating the bushes when it comes to finding players who can contribute. The organization has a reputation for being free-spending with its stars, but also has a reputation for finding otherwise overlooked players. They got a contribution from Gue Santos this year, for example. They discovered, for lack of a better word, Oakland local Juan Toscano Anderson, who had been playing in Mexico. Old-school fans will remember that the Warriors gave the first real chance to forward Brian Cardinal 2 decades ago, helping the custodian to what would become a 12-year NBA career. When the Warriors hold an invitational camp in 10 days, then, it's worth remembering that players in attendance could have a real shot at earning a spot in the organization. One such player is 24-year-old Australian Alex Higgins-Ticha, an NBL forward and 3x3 player who helped Australia to the gold medal in the Asia Cup. He averaged 6.2 points for the Cairns Taipans in Australia last year. From the NBL.com site, Andre Williams of Lobex, Higgins-Ticha's agency, said, "This invitation to the GSW minicamp is a testament to Alex's relentless dedication and hard work, day in and day out. He's put in the effort, stayed focused and earned this opportunity through sheer commitment. We're excited to see him showcase his talent and continue to grow at the next level." The Warriors have a hefty payroll projected to already be around $170 million. That's about $19 million below the luxury tax, but the Warriors only have 9 players under contract. They're likely to sign 5 additional players, and a low-cost developmental bargain like Higgins-Ticha or someone along those lines might be a worthwhile gamble. Warriors urged not to pursue. Giannis Antetokounmpo in head-scratching take. One of the biggest storylines from the upcoming NBA offseason is what the future holds for Milwaukee Bucks star Giannis Antetokounmpo. With the Bucks being eliminated from the playoffs in the first round once again, there has been a ton of speculation around Antetokounmpo. Raptors, Grizzlies listed among surprising trade partners for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Many around the NBA believe that Antetokounmpo could ask out of Milwaukee, with the Bucks not likely to contend in the near future. So far, nothing has been set in stone, but teams are lining up to go after the former MVP. One team that has been heavily linked with Antetokounmpo is the Golden State Warriors. Golden State enters the offseason with its own set of roster questions, but the pursuit of Antetokounmpo could help turn them into legitimate title contenders. However, Mark Willard of 95.7 is urging the Warriors to avoid going after the Bucks star. Willard makes the head-scratching case that adding Antetokounmpo doesn't make sense at this time. "I'm out on Giannis to the Warriors, it does not make sense at this time. My goal is never championship or bust. My goal is annual relevance. I want sports in this city to be awesome and fun all the time." While landing Antetokounmpo would cost the Warriors a lot on the trade market, it could be completely worth it. Pairing Antetokounmpo with star guard Stephen Curry could get the Warriors close to winning another title. More NBA news. Timberwolves get major update on Julius Randle. Naz Reid. Future Antetokounmpo has been a dream target for the Warriors for a long time, and the team could have an intriguing trade package for Milwaukee to consider. Any deal would likely center around young star Jonathan Kuminga, and the Warriors could then put draft capital around everything. The Warriors would then create a core four of Antetokounmpo, Curry, Jimmy Butler, and Draymond Green. Golden State would instantly vault to the top of the contenders list in the NBA if this move went down.